Okay. Hi!
Some Kyrisa, Donolie, and Feather here with a review of this week's escape room.
Yay.
Woo! We didn't get stickers.
Oh, I thought
Were we supposed to get stickers?
No,
we
get
didn't
out.
escape. Yeah.
I thought this was
said
a
like
coffee review. And then I thought it was a board and brew review.
No.
And Moxie's. Yep.
Oh.
So we didn't get a sticker either?
No. We did the Hex Room
Yeah.
at, what is it called? Crossroads?
Crossroads escape rooms.
For Kylie's birthday.
Woo!
Woo!
I'm 42 today.
Oh,
She looks good.
yeah. Right. Well, she's a virgin, so.
Yeah.
So we all had to take a quiz 10 minutes before the escape room, and we got deemed the following virgin. We have our nerd,
The rebel, naturally.
Detective.
Prom queen.
and Jack. I think they fucked up a little bit.
No, but it makes sense they did it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wonder if they do that because we were like, if they realize we were a couple and they're like, oh, or if they do that to everybody, you know?
Yeah, one day.
Yeah. I started the review. So the employee that helped us, like, she was okay, but she didn't go above and beyond. And I feel like we have done other rooms where the employee is like a lot more attention to detail, a lot more like involved with our experience. This is like, yeah, here it is. Here's the video, and
Yeah.
so.
But overall, I would say not my favorite room because the way that we can't interact with each other for a while.
So the premise of how it works is the detective is in the middle, and then each one of us have our own individual rooms around the center of surrounding the detective.
I liked it. I mean, it was cool, but at the same time, it was one of those things where it's not that I need to be involved in every single puzzle. It was just kind of annoying that.
There is a need to
have to
involve
be
No.
involved.
Yeah, I was the detective, so I was in the middle, and everyone was else in their own individual rooms. And it kind of opens up, and you're just like, you're sharing stuff. I thought it would just be more collaborative,
I
like.
was gonna do a sexual joke, but
No, I thought this would be more like collaborative, but there was a lot of times in this room that like, if you didn't know or if you didn't have all the information, like you just kind of sat there. Each individual person sat in their room,
yeah.
waiting for if there was one thing another room missed, and so it felt that didn't feel very good.
Yeah, spoiler alert. We might talk about some things that happen in the room. So.
I'm trying to go and grab detail, like the details of the things in the room, but on some people it's like if you didn't pick out that there was one thing another room needed, that other person just sat in their room.
Right.
And that wasn't like, I don't like that, because I think when it comes to an escape room, it's one of those things where everyone has a chance to go and say, it doesn't matter what the puzzle is, there's always like that different viewpoint, something like that, an aha moment.
Mm-hmm.
And so being segmented felt kind of weird.
It did.
Yeah, I was hoping it'd be more of like collaborating to solve a puzzle for my room, you know. But it was never that way. I felt like.
Yeah. Yes, to that specific point, it was always like clues to solve your individual room, where I was kind of hoping it would be the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
Clues to solve a main puzzle that Donovan or the detective would have been working on.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was more very individual in a sense until we came to the end.
Yeah, pretty much everything I needed in my room I had for the puzzles. There's only one puzzle I needed where everyone had something that I needed. But after that, all the other locks were just dependent on my room. So I was just quietly in there solving my own puzzles.
Right.
And that was it.
Yeah.
So that was weird.
But I will say the design and concept of the escape room is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like
Very
it.
unique.
Creepy as fuck.
And I wrote down that I'm very claustrophobic, so they gave me
the brightest
role.
room.
Yeah, I got the brightest room,
Right.
biggest room, and it had a window so I could see out.
So each room was different. So the nerd had the lab. laboratory, and then you had
Kind of like a den, an office.
office
That opens
So
kind of
the Virgin
somewhere
had
else.
like the office, and then the Jock had I had a kitchen, which I fucking hate because I was already.
Cafeteria?
No, it was a kitchen, and then there's like, anyways.
That would have been great if it was like a locker room.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know, it's kind of random.
Yeah, okay, and then Fernando was in a closet.
Yeah.
yeah. A kitchen for bulking up.
Yeah, because you're a
There
drop.
you go.
Oh, yeah.
Makes sense.
And then
What were you
had
in?
the electric-
I was in like, it was almost, it was
Yeah, like an
an
electric
room.
room.
He was called the basement.
You were in the basement.
But it had like band posters in there since he was the rebel.
There was a lot of cool things about it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
of each of the rooms were unique and super cool. But I think I'll go back to it. It was spoiler. We technically didn't get out because there's a lot
First
of
one!
yeah. But there was one of the reasons was there was bonus puzzles and we were doing them.
We had
and then
everything we needed to get out, and we were just waiting to get out. So we decided to do the bonus puzzles, but we lost track of time, and then we just scrambled to get out, and we didn't have time to put in the code.
Yeah, as we were putting the number pad in, we were off by one number, and they're like, you guys spent.
We were
too long on
fucking
those
there.
little
Like, we
puzzles."
were there.
But
And I'm gonna take some of the blame for that. I gave Kyle the 3 first edges were right. The last 3, it was the wrong sequence. So.
But so Fernando and I realized on our way here, there's no way to leave somebody in their room and get out. Like, we had to have everybody out of their rooms to be able to get out.
Yeah.
So
Right.
there's no way of us surviving without, like, we had to have each key to get out of our own individual rooms had a little
Hint.
hint
Yeah.
of, like, what order we had. Sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
spoiler alert. The code is. Thanks, Heather.
Yeah.
Uh,
What would we rate this?
Out of like what, 20?
10.
Out of 12
37
lines.
Do we normally do out of 5? What do we normally do?
No,
No, we just had a 10. We
Out of
were
10? I can't remember because we do out of 5 for horror movies. So I'm doing like
23 out of 37 grains of rice.
um, 5 is a fail, so it's not 5.
And there is that thing that Donovan always says, like, it was a good room and like it didn't fail as far as an escape
It didn't fail. I actually thought it was a really good escape room. My only complaint, and it's one of the things that I picked up on a lot of other rooms before, is that I actually dislike escape rooms that here's a whole bunch of combination locks, and then you find like some 4-digit combo, and okay, like, which one does this go to?
Right.
Let me try every single one of them, and like, or like, does this go to this? And that doesn't feel. I like when it's like more like there's some hint, like maybe there's a image or something like that on the box,
Like
and like,
the-
oh, that's a clock themed one. This has a clock on it, therefore this should go with this.
Yeah.
I like that, and it's not necessarily hand holdy, but it feels better than just going. I'm just gonna start guessing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna guess where this one goes to. But it really did make me feel like I like having more group-oriented escape rooms. Right?
Yeah.
Everyone's
We all
gonna
missed
go-
out on something,
Yeah.
and
So-
nobody liked that.
Yeah, that's I think my
I
biggest takeaway too.
I would probably rate it a 7 out of 10 because it was still good. It was unique, good theming, not cheap or chintzy feeling. But I personally wouldn't want to do one like that again where I don't know what you're working on and I don't know how you got out of a room and into a different room. You guys have no idea I even had a second room or whatever it might be. You kind of miss some of the experience that way. And then also it's just more fun, like working together.
Yeah.
Because there's just things that you get stuck on that someone else can bring insight to. But in this room, it was almost like they tried to make the puzzles a little simpler
Right.
so you could get out on your own. Which made it easy to like overcomplicate it and overthink things because you're like, oh my god, I'm by myself, so I like really need to solve this. So yeah, I would probably say 7. Like it was good, and I'm glad we did it, but we've had like better experiences.
Yes.
Yeah, I would recommend the escape room.
Yes.
It was a very good escape room. I just don't know if I'd ever do
If you're a
another one.
pro,
Like that.
if you're a pro, like, there's no way.
Was it?
Starters, like,
No, I think-
it was rough.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, your room was scary too.
It does
That
have,
probably is
I
making
did
it.
not like my room at
and it
all.
does have a 20% success rate, as in without doing each individual's puzzles, which takes up a little bit of time. The room itself has a 20% success rate, so I would rate it on the, difficult end. But the one thing that I disliked about it was it was super cool. The puzzles were good enough, and it had a somewhat of a good flow to it. But the fact that there wasn't like one big puzzle that everyone could work on, and that was just kind of like to get out, and the little digits there at the end.
I think that was the only thing. The clock was the only thing, and like half of us were too busy doing other things.
Right.
That it was like. I don't even know. I know that there were symbols and numbers. I don't know exactly how you oriented them or chose how to put them in.
We miss a lot of each other's puzzles, and that kind of sucks. But
I do agree with the 7 though. I think that makes sense.
yeah, 7 is pretty solid.
Yep, good, not great.
Yeah,
Good, not great.
yeah.
We did it.
We did it.
Technically, we did not
We
do
did
it.
it. No, we did.
Okay.
We
Yeah,
did
we
it.
But it was
but
very
we didn't. We
unique.
didn't.
Yeah.
It was very unique. Haven't ever been in one like that before.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
separated, so
Yeah, but
For
I
the
don't
novelty.
think I would do it again.
Yeah.
And given the fact that there's no actors, it was still really creepy for me. Like, I was like, oh, well, there's no actors. I'm fine. Nobody's coming after me. And then the light turned on, and I was like, I'm fucked. Like, I can't think straight. So, yeah.
That was just me behind her. All right. That's good for the review.
That's a
Okay.
wrap.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye. Bye.